Good morning, children. We are back again for another new class of geography. The chapter is maps. We had learned earlier in the beginning a chapter related to globe, and you know what is a globe. I think there is no point of discussing what is a globe. So today you will be dealing with what is map. So what is the meaning of map? What is a map? What is the meaning of map? All of you are familiar with map, and all of you have seen maps also. You have seen atlases. So we will be dealing with all these things in this chapter, and you will be having an atlas also for doing a separate one, which you will be doing it afterwards. So what is the meaning of a map? What is a map? What is its meaning? So map means it's a flat representation of the earth's surface. So whatever you see on the earth's surface is represented on a flat surface, and you can represent it either wholly, or you can represent a part of the earth's surface. And see, each and every place is drawn according to a scale, and you can draw it. This map can either be drawn on a flat paper, you can draw it on a wall, etc. So that is a map. So I will show you a map. This is a map. It's a map of India representing, it's a political map representing Indian subcontinent. So you will be dealing with again further when you move forward. So you can compare now. So what is the meaning of a map? It's a flat representation of the earth's surface or a part of it according to scale. So it's drawn according to scale. Now you can make a comparative study between what is a map and a globe. So all of you know globe is a model of the earth, and this globe has lots of disadvantages also. Even though it is useful, it has lots of disadvantages. One of the main disadvantage of globe is that it's not easy to carry. A globe cannot be carried everywhere and everywhere you go. So that's one of the most important difficulty that you face related to using a globe. So it cannot show the whole earth. See, being spherical in shape, you have to turn it and see it. You cannot represent all the areas or the whole earth together. So it cannot show countries, cities, etc. on a globe. So all these difficulties can be overcome by using a map. So now we will be learning what are the advantages and disadvantages of using a map. So as told earlier related to globe, one of the most important disadvantage of using a globe was it is difficult to carry anywhere you go. So one of the main advantage of using a map is that it is very easy to carry. Being drawn on a sheet of paper, it can be easily folded and carried anywhere. Wherever you go, you can easily carry it, and it's very easy to handle it also. You can handle it very easily. Now different types of maps are there. So these maps can be collected and grouped together and made into a book form, which you call as an atlas. So this is an atlas. It comprises of a number of maps together. So such collection of maps together, you call it as an atlas. So it is very you can collect different maps together and pile it in the form of a book, which you call as an atlas. And so different relief features like mountains, then rivers, seas, oceans, valleys, everything can be easily and clearly located on a map. It cannot be done easily on a globe. Now next, even though a lot of advantages are there related to maps, there are a number of disadvantages also on by the way of using maps. So one of the most important disadvantage of using a map is that it cannot be as accurate as drawn on as you see places on a globe. So accuracy is a little bit difficult in using a map. Now say globe being round in shape, it is easy to show the shape and size of the different continents. You know that the different continents are in different shapes. See, you can see the shape of India here. The map of India shows the how or what is the shape of India. So it's not easy. See, maps, it's not easy to show the shape of all the continents or different continents accurately on a map, but it's very easy to show it on a globe being round in shape. Now it's very difficult to flatten a round shape. So what happens if a flat flattened, if a round shape is flattened, is that, see, the North Pole and South Pole, you know which is the North Pole and which is the South Pole. So these North and the South cannot be stretched. So these areas usually remain stretched out of the maps, because around it is very difficult to flatten a round shape. So these are the some of the advantages and disadvantages of maps and globes. Now, earlier, in olden times also, people used maps. So these maps were very important in olden times also. And see, centuries before itself, people tried to draw maps. And even before the birth of Christ, people were attempting to draw various kinds of maps. And the earliest maps is said to have been made about 2300 BC. So you can imagine how long or how many centuries before itself people understood the importance of map, and they started using or started drawing small maps. And in earlier times, people used to draw maps on clay tablets only. And see, as time passed by, maps began to be made on scientific lines. And in ancient times, see, the Babylonians used to draw maps on clay tablets. Then there were people, Egyptians were there. They also were people who began to draw maps. They used to draw maps on metal plates they used to draw it. Then there were Eskimos. You know who are Eskimos? They are people who live in polar region. So these people, they tried to draw maps in order to identify places on the skin of animals. Now today, as you know, maps are being drawn on computers, which is very accurate and improved also. So you can see how much variations have been taken place, how much changes have been taken place related to the introduction of maps. So I think it will be a new name if I say Ptolemy. So Ptolemy was an Egyptian astronomer who had been worked very hard, or he contributed a lot to convert the making of map into a science. And he was the first person to introduce or to draw an arrow pointing towards the upper region, which you call as the north line. So his contributions was a lot, that even now on map you can see an arrow pointing upwards. Here you can see an arrow pointing upwards here. This pointed arrow shows that this is the northern region and this is the south. So once you know the north, it will be easy for you to locate which is the south, west and the east. So Ptolemy was the person who first introduced, or he was the first person to draw on his maps. On his map, whatever he drew, he used to draw a northern line, which helped them others to easily identify the other directions. Now next is related to the types of maps. What are the different types of maps? So talking about maps, there are three types of maps. If you say, they are political map, physical map and the thematic map. So which are the three types of maps? They are the political maps, physical maps are there and thematic maps are there. So what is a political map? See, whenever you take the map, you can see here written as a political map. So what is a political map? Here written political. So what do you mean by a political map? So you have to understand what it means, or what you have to locate on a political map. So on a political map, it shows different states and countries along with their capitals and of the world. See, that is called as such type of maps where different states and countries, then capitals, boundaries, etc. are located, is called as a political map. Then there are physical maps where they show different features like rivers, oceans, valleys. All these are shown on physical maps. Then there are thematic maps which show a particular theme only. For example, rainfall. So in that map specifically rainfall will be shown. Then vegetation will be written there. On such type of maps purely or the vegetation of a particular region will be shown on such type of maps. So related to that, there are climatic maps, there are then vegetation maps are there, rainfall maps are there. All these type of maps you call as thematic maps. So there are three different types of maps you will be coming across of Mostly they are political, physical and thematic maps. Next we will be dealing with the components of maps that you will be dealing with in the next class. Thank you.